Okay, so we are going to talk about the 45, 45, 90 triangle. It just means that you have one angle of 45, and so you have the other angle of 45. If you remember from past chapters, that means then that if these angles are congruent, that the sides opposite are also congruent. So this is going to be called the leg. Oopsie, not long. The leg. So this is the leg because they are the same, and then the hypotenuse is still the hypotenuse. Okay? Depending on your textbook or your worksheet, you might be given not directly the information, but you might be given those congruent tick marks. So you have to understand that if the legs are congruent, then the angles opposite are congruent. So if this leg is 5, well, then the other leg also has to be 5. In order to find the hypotenuse, if you have a short leg, is you take any of the legs and you times it by radical 2. So this hypotenuse would have a measurement of 5 radical 2. I'm not getting all wrapped up on radicals, so just put 5 radical 2 in your calculator, and it spits out about 7.07. So whether you had the 5 radical 2 or the 7.07, I'd be fine with either one of those answers. Okay, so we're right back to another 45, 45, 90. If I were to give you the hypotenuse instead, let's say 6, I'm now going backwards. So instead of dividing by 2, instead of multiplying by 2, I am going to have to divide by the square root of 2. I said that wrong. Let me back up. If I am going from the short leg, from a leg to the hypotenuse, I am going to multiply it by a radical 2. If I'm going backwards, I need to divide by the square root of 2. So again, in my calculator, I would type in 6 divided by the square root of 2 and get a decimal value of about 4.24. Also keep in mind that you have worked with radicals a little bit in algebra. So if you had 6 divided by radical 2, you would have to rationalize it. Multiplying by radical 2 over radical 2 gives you 6 radical 2 over 2, which gives you 3. So 3 radical 2. I am not requiring this on the test. So I'd be very happy if you gave me either the 4.24 or even probably the 6 divided by radical 2. I've probably been there a little bit. Okay? Let's do one more. So I'm going to give you a measure of 3 radical 5 as one of the legs. So if this leg is 3 radical 5, then this leg must also be 3 radical 5. So from the leg to the hypotenuse in a 45, 45, 90, I have to take that times radical 2. So 3 radical 5 times radical 2 would give me, remember, outside, outside gives me a new number outside, which is 3. Under, under, stays under. So 3 radical 10 would be my answer, or I could put it in the calculator and get about 9.49. Okay, and that concludes 45, 45, 90.